How is everybody? We're going to start this video off with certain pertinence that happened only to me. When this happened to me, I had gene follow through 5281, end year 5781, HGNC 8962, which is also relevant because the 9 can switch to a 7. Between the 9 is the passage through the 7th gate, so they could be changed, those numbers, so it could be 7286. Okay, you would have to understand what 7 and 9 are all about. You have to find them in other places, on the telephone, on the ATM. There is a difference. What we're going to work on right now is 3, 6, and 9. So I have all the 3s over here, and what happens when I get the 3s, I'm just going to be taking away a book. Just give me 1 second. Put away one of my books. But before I start, I want to speak to you about something. One of life's greatest lessons, in which I'm reading this right now, and it is the lesson of imagination, and to lessen one's burden. What would that mean? And in the word lesson is less and on, which is a division. O-N is a division. S is from A to I. It is 19. It is the complete 1/2 of numbers based on 36 or 180-degree plane. Now this all has to be discussed. I see it. I'm not quite sure what it means, and I do know what it means. I do know if you go 181 degrees, eventually at a period of time, you will be coming back to where you started, just because of that 1 degree difference. So you go all the way around, and then how much more before you come back the other way is one of my mathematical questions. Today's topic also will be also on imagination, the richness of imagination, as well as the dangers of imagination. Imagine life and death. Imagine knowing that the word die in singularity. So dying, removing what is your creation in Fibonacci, because 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is what is K, is what is C creation, 1 and 2. The ing is your birth to the sun's gate. So now we're going to have to talk about everything that ends in ing and words that contain or is becoming of the whole word ing, like in king. So in ing it's 7, 9, and 14. 7 and 9 is 6. So that is 30. At the same time, fear is 30. So we just have to keep looking for other words, and there's other things that are ignited within this reality. What I began with, I'm going to start in a new video. And the things that have to come with reality is knowing the difference. I'm trying to think and pinpoint where I am. So, first of all, it needs to be said that the mortals are far more capable of imagination for good than what is used at the present. Most of what has been imagined into existence so far, and yes, what the mind can conceive, it can also achieve, has brought forth much good. It has also turned around this ability towards the dark side and for the negative, rather than to the light and the positive. The point I am endeavoring to make here is that as soon as there is a new discovery with possibilities of mankind to progress, there is also possibility to regress. The prosperity to develop weapons and machinery for mass destruction is a blatant example of this. This is a great misuse of God's given bequest of imagination. Likewise is this true of all discoveries with chemicals and their negative side effects, which they dare to call medicine, knowing full well the disastrous side effects on the human mankind, into thinking that all these things are good for them. Through their well thought out publicity campaigns and pronouncements in the media, which the gullible, uninformed, and trusting public accept as gospel. So they run and spend their hard-earned money and these so-called remedies, which ultimately destroy not only their bodies but their minds, while the ability to think clearly is jeopardized. And the soul languishes in the darkness of the result of being under undernourished, and withers and dies. Another point I need to raise here is imagination can run RE too, in over-imagination, especially when it's in stress. So what I am reading here to you today, printed out April 9th, 2008, tacpans@msn.com. And there is the number on the bottom, 107. You can see it on the bottom again there. So what you see is going on today is not a story of today. So let me just read you the rest. A lesson learned, although another point I need to raise here is that the imagination can run RE to over imagination, especially when it is stressed, or under imagination, in which the case it gets dulled. There's a great need for each and every one of us to take the time to commune in the stillness. Take time and remove yourself from your own thoughts and imaginings. Learn to still the mind. Although this is the most difficult art to master, it is not possible. Turn off all mechanical noises outside yourself. Find a place where you will not be disturbed. Learn to filter out ordinary outside noises and preserve it first for short periods of time. Overdoing anything is never beneficial to the human system. There is in each one a still point, a point of stillness, where the body and the mind regenerate, rejuvenate, and where the soul gets nourished. Find this point. It is your private connection to all that is. Train yourself in this most beneficial self-discipline, which becomes the point of self-regeneration. It is the point where things are muddy in your mind become clearer. This is the point where you learn about the unconditional love, where you will feel totally accepted just the way you are. This is the point from where you go forth to do yet another day battle in your mortal existence. Allow the truth and fact to sink in to your imagination so your soul can fly on the wings of hope and faith. Before the throne of the Almighty, to sing your songs of thanksgiving to the Creator, who in His imagination gifted you with a tiny part of Himself and included the freedom to choose for the positive or the negative, which you will choose from moment to moment. Dr. Mendoza is the next one, but I'm not going to go into it. But I would like to say that they keep saying him as God. Raphael 72:86 in the constellation of Pegasus. Let's help save from where the word comes in the art. Let's buy this building. Let's approach its owner. Call me, text me for more information. No, the building I do not think is up for sale, but for a price everything is, and this is a small price for what we will save in the name and in the word of the alpha geonumeric mathemagicianal way. Thank you for watching. Raphael 72:86.